Okay, so I decided to do a quick, easy campaign with using three sides, which is USA, Russia, and Britain versus Germany, Japan, and Italy. And as you can see here, I'm choosing the items from the research tree from all three nations. What you get when you do it like this is actually you get three research trees, the full research tree for each nation. So I decided to mix it up a little bit. I've got some troops from USA, some troops from Britain and Russia. So you can see now that I've selected all the troops that I want, all the various items. I've got Russian troops, American troops, British troops, all low level because we're just starting out. But I have, as I say, it was easy, difficulty, high economy, and a short campaign just for a tester to see if this is fun. It should be fun, I think. The artillery piece is quite effective. It's got a very quick reload speed. And the American tank is what I kind of spec'd into the tank tree more than anything. So one choice on the first mission, which will give us some research, and we're into it. So using things that I've learnt from previous games that I've played of this, I seem to like the idea of using the scouts to, well, not necessarily just scouts, they're just regular troops, but I'm using them like scouts. And you'll see that I push them out in front and I have the infantry slightly behind with the artillery and the tanks slightly behind that because they've got longer range.
Yes, sir.
So my theory on this is that the scouts or the forward troops who are concealed with return fire set will spot anything first. If we spot anything, we deal with it and then we move on. And we move on in that kind of echelon. I'm sure that will change, or my style of play might change as I progress with more knowledge, etc. But that's the way that I like to progress at the moment. And you can see from the mini-map the pattern that creates. You've got your forward scouts, you've got your troops, and then you've got your heavy armour, then you've got your tank crew and medics behind that, if needed. Yeah, so this will just be a short, fun campaign, I think. Shouldn't be too difficult either on easy. I mean, I'm playing on hardcore with the Germans at the moment as well, and I'm finding that quite challenging, to be fair, on low economy. So you can see here we spot our first enemy, who doesn't last very long. And then we get a little pack of soldiers who also meet the same fate. So you can see that it's working quite effectively. I think you get it, it's sort of phases really. The advance phase, and then the attack phase. At the moment we're on the advance phase, slow and steady. That's how I like to play it. I'm not all for rushing in really, to be fair. I do feel I could probably scout a bit deeper into territory, but by doing it like this I feel that as long as the scouts are in range of the main infantry troops, they've got some protection as well, while at the same time giving a bit more visibility. If I use proper scouts, which I will do, obviously that visibility will increase. One thing I'm not doing much of, and I should be, is using smoke. I'm aware of that. But I guess as you progress with your knowledge and learning of the game, you kind of start to bring those things into play. If you don't, you probably get an ingrained bad habit that will stay with you forever, you know. But you've got to try to force yourself to use these things when you remember. There will be an example of this coming up. Also, getting used to the direct control is something that I want to do more of. So I do consciously try to get into direct control when I can, and obviously I want to make that sort of a natural reaction. Here I've taken the forward scout on the right off of return fire, so that he can mow these guys down as they come out into the open. Quite a good arc of fire all round there. Wiped out that little squad. So I'm pushing this one man forward. So one man at a time, that's a good, I think a good habit to get in. Don't push the whole squad forward randomly. Push one man out there, let him have a look, see what's going on. As you can see, nothing really there, so that's all coast is clear at that point. You also got to be aware that the enemy will have scouts out there too, looking for you. Another one meets its maker.
Any orders, sir?
Слушаю.
Yes, sir.
Ждем дальнейших указаний. Да, товарищ командир. Я.
So here I'm moving the
Always ready.
field gun forward. Now I was under the impression that this was more of a artillery piece, but it's actually a field gun from what I can see. Doesn't really have elevation or arcing shots. It wants to fire in a straight line. So I'm advancing the tank and advancing one of the troops, acting as a scout at the same time. Don't really need to do that actually, because the tank's acting like a scout almost. But here you can see the field gun is lined up, ready to hit. But the tank's taking out that troop there, that group of soldiers, quite effectively through the hole in the wall. So the field gun, as you can see, can reach into the combat. It's got the range, but it wants to fire directly as opposed to lobbing the rounds in. And again we take the wall out. But at least we've cleared the wall. Not a particularly good angle for the gun to be resituated, but I felt it was safe there. I didn't want to really move it. And there you can see the gun cleaned up the last remaining soldiers. So I was looking around to see if I could move the gun, but I thought no, best of it, because there could be something aiming downwards. So now I'm looking at pushing onto the point. So seems a fairly safe bet to push those troops a bit closer behind the building. And it seems pretty empty at this point inside the compound. However, once the wall's been knocked down, we find that there are a few enemy within the compound. So after taking a few out, we decide to reverse back just in case. And we can see that there's a flak cannon in the second objective. There's also a vehicle approaching us from the right. With a mounted machine gun right next to one of the Small Scouts. So now the tank's doing some work, taking down as many as possible. Once the barricade's gone, we start advancing. We can see that there's a flak cannon firing from the upper objective, and therefore we decide to make a tactical retreat at that point. So it looks like we've more or less cleared this out, so I send one man forward to check. And we can see there's still a couple of enemies lurking around in there. So we send another one in just to check from another angle. And we can see now we're capping the point. So what I do here is I spread the troop of men out, ready to launch an offensive. I don't want them all clumped together, so I've used the mouse to spread them apart, dotted all around the area. And now I'm moving the AT guys up a bit closer to get a better look and see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sending the odd man forward now just to see if we can uncover any positions up ahead. if we can reveal any pods. I now move the AT gun across and start to move individual units into the position to take the second objective. Flat cannon opens up on us, and I have a man nearby, and so I take direct control of him in third person, hoping that the flat cannon can't actually reach him. Flat cannon's behind the bush and a slight bit of wall as well, so I'm crawling up, looking to take a grenade throw at him. What I could have done here is put a bit of smoke down beforehand, because the actual grenade throw isn't that dangerous, and then the flat cannon eliminates the poor guy. Now the flat cannon is now shooting across I believe at my anti-tank, my artillery piece. However, the artillery piece makes short work of it. We are now looking almost in the clear to take the second objective. At this point we can't see any enemy on the minimap. One has just appeared. So to get a better look, I take control of a soldier. Again, utilising direct control, and yeah, just sort of getting a better feel for it all. As you can see, I come under heavy fire. So I was actually kneeling there, and I didn't realise that you can't actually move in a kneeling position. So he comes back into the standing position and takes his shot. I believe I killed that guy with a headshot. I don't know for sure. No one else pops their head up, so I creep around the corner a bit more and receive shots in my direction. So I line up another headshot, but at the same time I'm blown up by a field gun that is sitting to the back of the location there. Now I decide to go gung ho. That red mist, you think, right, that's it. Can't be much more left in there. Let's just get the tank in. So the tank was the one which I researched quite far down the tree actually, for the number of points I had available. First mission. One good thing about this tank is the number of machine guns on it. I was having difficulty getting lined up from behind my cover. And as you can see, the field gun is firing at me. But I'm hitting the sandbags and not shifting them. so the gun isn't very powerful on this tank. Either that or maybe I have to switch to high explosive if they have high explosive, that's another thing. Making sure you remember to switch shells. So I took out 2 of the gun crew, and then I hit it with several more direct hits, and yet the guy doesn't die for some reason. Take this guy out. Their gun isn't very powerful either. I haven't checked the armour on this tank, but I assume it's quite tough because it's taking hits in this field. And you know, we're shooting at each other and nothing's happening. Again, this guy disappeared momentarily. Disappeared again and reappeared. So don't know what's going on there, but we're just shooting, nothing happening. Eventually I say to myself, you know what? Let's just drive straight over. So if a gun gets broken, another gun gets broken. Third gun gets broken. But you know what? Just use the tank itself and ram over the top of the gun. Obviously you don't want to be rear-facing towards the enemy. Weak point and second point. What I should have done here is just run straight over him. Actually, that would have been the best way to do. But for some reason I sat there. My guns had been damaged so much I couldn't rotate them. And so I'd kind of line up straight and leave it there. And then it's basically time to just run in and finish it all off. And that's exactly what we did. We ran in. There wasn't many really around. See, I'm letting that guy run amok next to me, but the troops will soon deal with him. And now we're capping the second point. So all is well. Not much to salvage, just one vehicle. I jump into it and realise I'd not sent a tank crew, I'd sent the medic for some reason to fix the vehicle. So then I see an injured man, the one which tried to shoot everyone from direct control. I go to his aid to try and save him. While at the same time spreading out the troops that have just taken the point, in case we get a direct hit from somewhere out of the blue. And then it's victory. And at that point, the medic got there too late. The guy couldn't be saved, unfortunately. Then I decide to move the medic back to the vehicle to just capture that one item. And as you can see, it's virtually all done and dusted. All done and dusted by now. And we finish. And we end with losing 5 men, which wasn't too bad actually, and we killed 75. We got ourselves 6 research points, 200 ammo, 1 star, and 922 coin. So a good haul overall. And you can see that most of them came back successfully. The AT guys actually got 2-star veterancy, the gun got a 1-star veterancy. The tank lost 3 men, but gained 2-star veterancy. And we lost 2 men. Oh, sorry, we didn't lose 2 men. That's the vehicle that we captured. Doesn't really any good for me, I don't think, so I sell it for some coin. Resupply is 190 odd, leaving us with 921. And so I will go to the research tree in the next episode, but for now that's really everything, so thank you very much for watching.